It's me, Crazy Lou, and I just hijacked DIRREC Gaming, guys. I just did. Now this is my channel. Deal with it. That's what we're gonna do, right, famo? You gotta deal with whatever I gotta say. You gotta follow my rules. If not, the AI is coming to get you, my friend. It's coming to get you.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Famo, how are you, man? What's new? Legal? You're making
laughing to do. Shout out to Rachie, man.
Rachie said he doesn't
see you. Yes, sir.
Rachie don't want me though.
He's out the gate.
Yeah, he said, nah, we're quite crazy though. You don't want me here though? I'm sorry, Rachie. You know, if you want, I can go to bed, you know. I see him waking up and I see him before he see views everywhere. Nah, we came in and, you know, to tackle a couple things, you know, that's happening out there that I'm just sitting there. I'm like, come on. I mean, of all things, come on. Seriously, we're here to talk a little bit about it because you know what? I mean, chat, the truth is, it hasn't even been 24 hours since we had the CEO sit down on her chair. And there's been a lot of drama, a lot of drama. We have Seamus, what's his name? Seamus, I keep Seamus Blackley, yeah, going out there saying that the Xbox, you know, is this time, you know, with the AI stuff is about to die, or it's gonna sunset it to the night or unset it. I don't know what he said though, but I'm like, already. I mean, this lady hasn't even started her work really well. You guys are predicting all this stuff without it happening. Because look, if it was like a year later though, if it was like a year later, you brought this debate onto the table, you know, it would have been a good debate. But at the very beginning, but what happens if it doesn't though? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? And then we had the whole situation that went down, the drama that went inside Xbox headquarters, which, to be honest, though, I gotta say this about this. I mean, look, I mean, there could have been bad decisions, there could have been some work stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, you gotta move forward from that. I'm being serious though. We gotta move forward from that. But we gotta be talking about is the good stuff that, you know, might come around. Let's bring in, you know, oh my God. Let's bring up, you know, the good stuff that might come around, you know, the good things that might happen, because we don't need this novella out here. I mean, that's my point, though. What do you think about all this, Legal?
I mean, it's funny. You know me, man. I'm always going to laugh at stuff when I see people heavily invested in social media talk.
There's a lot of social media talk out there.
That laser of telling people if Legal, it's coming off the social web.
Your media thing. I mean, your mic is cutting in and out. You gotta focus, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Yeah. Okay, so how am I sounding right now, Lou? Okay,
you're sounding better. Sounding better, bro.
Okay, my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. To me, if you're getting yourself caught up in the social media web, and you're playing right into what they want you to do, I've always told gamers that the social media will talk to you like you're dumb. If you want to be thought of like that, then continually invest your time into this weak ass gaming media fun fest, because to me it's a fun fest. I don't even take it serious. Now, there are interviews that come along and give people a chance to talk and voice their opinions, in which I may look at. That's different. You actually have somebody actually talking, you know, expressing their opinion, in which that's what we do. So respect is respect. But when we're talking about just overall gaming media outlets paying their light bills by just keeping things going and just saying the most dumbest stuff, it's like I say, they bird feed you over and over and over. That's what I call brown paper bag, pay the light bills. And I'll give you an example of what happened this year. You may not follow the NBA like I do, but there's a basketball player, a superstar basketball player from the Milwaukee Bucks called Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? And they've been the ESPN news, Sharma. He's the guy that does the rumor reports and all of this stuff. And he came up day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. Oh, he's on the trading block. Milwaukee Bucks are requesting a trade for him. Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Giannis doesn't want to stay in Milwaukee. Blah. I mean, every single day in the trading deadline, Lou, was February the 5th. So can you imagine how much fake news, bro, just fake rumor news was going around this guy? And it was to the point where it was getting just like how your expression is. It was feeling like that. Like you just like, damn, every single day, bro. The guy about it, they're putting him in LA, they're putting him in everywhere that you could possibly think of. Now, ESPN on a professional note, don't talk to dumb sports fanatics. But they've learned over time to do rumor press, yellow journalisms, all that other stuff, the shenanigan news, because they know there's people that are into that. And they're going to keep you tuned into their channels when they know damn well nobody from the camp has even said stuff like that. That's how I look at the gaming media today. I don't take the gaming media seriously. Now, let's be fair. Tom Warren is a real journalist. Okay. Now, Tom Warren works for The Verge. The Verge is not something that you just say, ha, look, that's a normal gaming media outlet. No. The Verge is a big deal. Tom Warren actually does journalist work. There's people that do, when they want to send some information out, they'll send it to him. I'll give you another credible source when it comes to, we're talking about when it comes to Xbox. Bloomberg is another one that they prefer to go to. We know these things, right? But they're not going to come out and address major concerns to Game Rant, to Kotaku, Polygon, they don't even do it with IGN. They used to, but IGN got so goofy throughout the years, they just don't even do that anymore. I mean, the giant bombs and stuff like that, they don't really in major talks with those kind of outlets. Those outlets are more like I said, everyday jibber jatter, clutter-filled, rumor-fied news, right? Just some good stuff that you look at to get a conversation going. Hey, those kind of news are great for podcasts, right? But we don't take it to heart. If you take it to heart, then you're playing into that dummy card. So when we look at AI, right? And I know that many people play the Sony trick. I'm going to put the Sony trick out here just so while everybody, I know, and we know what it is, right? It's fear. We know that.
Yeah, because I'm smelling fear out here, fam. I don't know why, but for the past 4 or 5 days, I'm so noticing that there's been a little bit of fear, though.
Well, here's the fear, Luke. Here's the fear. Everybody knows the past story between Xbox and PlayStation. And everybody knows when Xbox it showcases potential, that the competition really is none. We know that when Xbox can be left alone and displayed at its highest quality, there's really no competition. So we know right now there is no PlayStation 6 coming out no time soon. So that knocks out this next generation talk for PlayStation fans right out the gate. The Switch 2 is a laughable joke right now. Laughable joke right now. We're talking big tech era and the Switch 2 came out. That's not even a talking point. So all eyes are on Xbox. And it was a great time. I salute Phil Spencer for stepping down the way he did, because he saw big tech era coming in. And big tech era coming in is not his angle. It's not his street. His street was to try to expand Xbox to many gamers as he could. He was part of the expansion vision. Sarah Bond was part of the expansion vision.
Mm-hmm.
We as Xbox fans understood that. Our gripe, and I don't want to stay on this subject real quick, I'm just using this as an example. Our gripe was expand without the cost of Xbox identity. That was us. So I'm going to do this a little real quick, and I'm going to let you talk on it some more. I'm just going to read this and just let it sink in, everybody.
All right.
Sony is heavily invested in artificial intelligence to enhance the PlayStation 5 ecosystem, focusing on improving graphical performance, enabling faster game development, and creating more immersive interactive experiences. This investment spans from AI-driven upscaling technology to potential experimental AI-powered game features. Here is a breakdown on how Sony is investing in AI for the PlayStation 5 and future platforms. Oh no. Oh no. So wait a minute. While everybody over here got their hands over their mouths and their eyes wide open because they're shocked about Microsoft. But why are you shocked about Microsoft? We're going to get to that. Why? That makes no sense. You're shocked about Microsoft with AI? That makes absolutely no sense. So let's just keep continuing on with Sony, though. The #1 PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution is part of it. The cornerstone of Sony's current AI investment for the PlayStation 5 Pro is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Nobody's talking about the pisser. That's part of the AI vision.
Did you hear about PCs?
Did you? Yes, sir. With the cloud. Look.
No. PCs is the one with the smells.
No, that's what it is. Through the PCs.
No,
are going to be voice activation.
No. PCs. No. You're wrong about that one. PCs.
No, it is.
No. FIEC, which we call it feces jokingly on our channel, is a new technology they are using to put smells from video games into your living room. Just let you know that little bit.
But we'll talk about that. But there is a movement for cloud to be implemented into the PC hardware so that it'll be voice activated. Listen, this stuff is happening now. This ain't something bizarre. But if you're listening to this brown paper bag gaming media news, you just think that, oh no, this is just something that's happening, and oh no, it's a big bad wolf, right? But they're doing this stuff. AI-powered characters. This is already happening. Experiments are underway to create non-playable characters, NPCs that can engage in real-time conversation. All of this. Automation. AI is used to automate time-consuming processes such as voice recognition from subtitle synchronizations used in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
But you forgot one thing, fam, was even going to help you finish games. You know, you have to put your hands at the controller. It's going to do it for you.
You beat me to it. That's going to be the last funny part. Sony is actually putting AI to help you beat your games. So we'll stop there with that nonsense.
We'll stop there with that.
That AI is what these companies are going to be moving towards in the future. The reason why it's a big deal, the reason why nobody's talking about it with PlayStation is because PlayStation ain't doing nothing really that's a big deal. It's not a big tech company. Who cares? But Microsoft is investing $50 billion more. Remember, they invested $80 billion on their own structure. Now they're going to invest $50 billion more to spread out in other countries in the world now. And they're starting in India. Well, I wouldn't say start, but they're heavily investing in India right now. And it's funny because when you think about $50 billion, PlayStation don't have no $50 billion just be going around like that. So there's the $50 billion. So when you think about Azure, when you think about Azure Cloud and the use of AI, when you read about Microsoft, they are the number one company when it comes to AI technology.
Isn't chat? Tell me if I'm wrong, but the $50 million doesn't that come from that movie? What's that movie called? Oh God, you said 50 million. All of a sudden I said $50 million. Who did you kidnap? Chelsea Clinton? Oh God,
$50 billion.
I'm
Look,
thinking about Rush Hour. That's what got into my head when I heard $50 billion.
right. Look at this, Lou, and I'm gonna let you cook. Cause look at this, Lou.
Oh, God.
Microsoft is currently recognized as the top leader in artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Heavily driven by a strategic partnership with OpenAI.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, which they're
extensive.
gonna quit that too. I read the other day.
It's
Okay.
extensive it's extensive Azure cloud infrastructure and deep integration for AI Copilot into enterprise software ecosystems. So analysts and CIO surveys consistently rank Microsoft alongside OpenAI as leaders in the AI space. So this is why you got all this noise. Nothing else, bro. It's because Microsoft is a leader. They want to make it seem like, oh no, it's dooms to Xbox when Sony is investing heavily in AI for the PlayStation brand, right? For future consoles to come. So this is what companies are going to. So if you got the world leader doing it, and you got Sony doing it, which one you think most people are going to talk about? Just like the video game market. If Sony's leading the market, why is it that when we go online, all we hear about is Sony? All we hear about is what PlayStation's going to be, the console sales, because they're leading, right? They're leading in the market. So now that the shift has changed, crazy Luke, they're mad because when it comes to AI talk, PlayStation ain't in that discussion. You get it? So now there's a hatred going on. So they want to attack our new queen, right? Because of her gaming background.
Oh, wow.
That's the weakness. That's something to laugh at for me. That's not something I take serious.
Too. I don't take it serious because even this morning, the morning show, and Rach, you can tell you about it. I showed the whole world that the biggest video game right now out there. I mean, this is big because this game, I'm telling you, just from that company, broke YouTube records, Guinness World Records, everything. Just that one little 3-minute trailer had almost 170 million views just on his channel alone, called GTA 6.
What about it?
And the CEO of GTA 6 on CNBC 2025, he said loud and clear, I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games at all. The CEO, Strauss said.
So where was all the noise at then, Lou?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand.
Hey, so you recognize it's all fake, right? Silly, right?
There's silly stuff out there. Stuff out there. Even though, of course, we want someone who has a video game background. Of course, we want it in there. But here's the thing, though. We still got people inside surrounding them that are video game players. There's still people around it. And those are the ones who probably are going to give them the advice to know what to do, where to go to, where this and that, because probably they will. I mean, they don't want the product to die, because that's the funny thing. Who wants the product to die? Nobody does, because if the product dies, guess what happens? You get layoffs. You get a whole bunch of shit happening over there. Student shutdowns. They don't want that. I mean, everybody was going to pitch in and try to help this lady guide her way to get better. Now, I got a question out there, and this is in general, though, because this is what's kind of funny, though. So we saw Tom Warren this morning talk about, the whole gossip, that happened, the drama, everything that happened, right? You know what they did at 4:30 p.m., family? Guess what article they dropped? The Verge. Guess what article they dropped? You want to hear the title? Because I have it right in front of me. And I'm already laughing my ass off. Billions of dollars later, and still no one wants an Xbox.
All right. You see, that's that attention. That's them attention articles I'm talking about. That's just for attention.
I got a question, though. Where is the article? These two left. Awesome. I get it, they left. Where is the article that jots down the journey of the last 10 or 12 years? These guys have been together putting up Xbox where it was. Where's the article about, the goods that they have done? I mean, listen, if true, right? If this is the only bad thing that you can pinpoint towards this lady, how about all the good stuff she did in the back end, though? What happened to that? I mean, shit. Wow, Phil and her were together out there. Maybe you got Final Fantasy coming to Xbox. We have had a lot of things happen. We have had, this Game Pass floating around and, pumping us games, because let me tell you something, chat. You guys buy this box to do what? To go out there on Twitter and bitch? or to go out there to do, like, seriously, what do you guys do with it? I mean, I'm just asking because I know what I do with mine, though, because I turn mine on and I say, okay, let me see. Oh, grab my controller and I play games. And of course, you got the party chat, people hopping in, they want to talk about what they read or something. We joke about, we laugh about, we have some fun debate. No problem. But at the end of the day, I bought this box to do what? To play games. That's what I bought it for. Nothing else. And like I always tell the chat every single morning, the only thing you got to worry about is what you got to play next and protect your wallets, because you got to protect them because things are expensive out there. I tell them I advise that, though. So again, where is the article talking about the good that these two did together? I mean, I would like to see that better than this whole drama that's happening back to, like, okay, let me pinpoint blame on someone. This is a whole division. I mean, whoever makes a decision, the whole division is going to get it. That's the truth, though. And I'm not blaming, and again, I'm not trying to blame anyone out there, but this is a problem that's happening out there right now, right? And the thing is, we don't care about that gossip right now. I don't know why they brought it up, but the point is, we did not need that drama right here, right now. What we need to do is talk about what these two have done. What these two have done that can bring ideas to the new queen or the new CEO that's there that can help her out throughout her journey. That's the stuff we need out here. But no, they go inside, they say, oh, she was hard to work with. Okay. So, I mean, she could have been hard, but shit, there's more positive to her than the negative, though. There's a lot of positive things to say about her. Seriously. And same thing goes to, to Phil. There was a lot of tons of stuff to say positive about Phil. No joke. There's so much positive things to say about Xbox that instead, of everybody seeing that she's out there talking to everybody, because we're seeing something, she's talking to everybody, which is okay. And at the same time, it could be bad because, she could be saying something that could blow up out of proportion later on, probably could, and change your plans, whatever. But as of right now, something that would have been good is someone writes an article, say, okay, let's talk about the 12 years of Phil and, and Sarah Bonalon. Let's talk about everything good, they brought into the subject. What does Xbox need? Stuff like that, throw in the dirt and where should it go? That's something that we need an article to be thrown out there. So if she needs help or advice, that's a good thing. Like how the first thing Major Nelson did when this whole thing happened, Major Nelson told her, hey, you missed one, and this is the most important one, partner with the community. And she said, thank you, Nelson. So that's the stuff we need out there. Because, I mean, look, if you want the brand to die, I don't understand why you want it to die. I don't understand what's the point of you wanting the brand to die, because I'll tell you something, though. If you guys look 4 or 5 days ago, they ain't saying looking pretty on those two sides either, because, I mean, you got, what's her name? Oh, my God. Spammer, help me out. The one that came out and said she was going to increase prices of the Rams and all that stuff in order.
You talking about?
Isn't Lin Tao?
Oh, Lin Tao. Okay.
Yeah, you got Lin Tao.
On Sony side.
Yeah, the Sony side. Yeah, you got Lin Tao going out there and saying, hey, in order for us to keep the cost of the PS5, hey, users, we're going to charge you extra money.
You don't hear nothing else about it.
You don't hear nothing else about it, right? And then you got Nintendo looking like, oh man, this RAM price, we're gonna, if it gets even worse,
can't drop games.
If we got problems right here, with the RAM prices, we're probably gonna increase the cost price. I mean, like I said, it ain't looking pretty for anyone out here because there's a general problem in the industry right now, right? There's a general problem, and it's looking pretty for out there. And now you go
why when it's Xbox? Why is it an earthquake?
Why is it an earthquake? Seriously, why is it an earthquake? We just had a change of CEO. Even this morning, and I said to Asha Sharma, I said, listen, with all due respect, I'm going to say this because, heck, I have an office and I've done it plenty of times. No joke. I said that this morning as a joke, though, and I'm saying Asha will do it, though, but, she does. That's the way, though. I said this morning, this lady has not even sat down in her office, hasn't even sat down in the CEO office, put up her leg, let out a fart on her own office. She hasn't even farted in her own office. No joke. And everybody's saying everything she does is bad. I'm like, dude, just let things flow. It's like everybody's scared out there. There's the fear. There's a fear they want to bring about that Xbox will die forever. I mean, look, let me tell you something, chat. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. This is a little business thing I'm gonna tell you. And I did not want to say this because I don't like to say things, but if you're an investor in a company, and you see that the investments drop, and that's happened to Microsoft the other day. Investors dropped the other day because of the whole AI thing. Do you think this lady right now is going to go out there and pull this, and Nadella's going to pull this out there the way the company is, you know, or was the other day. I mean, if they go ahead right now and say let's shut down this division, you know what's going to happen to him as CEO? It's not going to look pretty, my friends. Because right now, the way the world is right now, and I'm telling you this, because let me tell you something. Y'all remember that day I got a phone call. I mean, they were in my morning show. I got a phone call, you know, and they were telling me, oh, check it. Oh, please send an email to this person, you know, blah, 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 blah. I was sending an email to a stockbroker that we have in order to cancel some stocks. You know why? Because for the past month, Bitcoin dropped to 60. I'm telling you, this is stock stuff, all right? This has nothing to do with gaming. But right now, Bitcoin was at 120 and it dropped down to 60. So things aren't looking pretty. So you think they're going to shut down this division like this? Literally, they do that? These investors are not going to be happy because they haven't. I mean, the company invested $80 billion into it. That's investors' money. And besides, you know, with Bethesda and all that stuff, that's $100 billion almost. Plus, you know, if we add the campaigns and everything, there's a lot of money invested into this machine. So why would they go ahead and kill it? Why would you trying to scare us this way? I mean, shit, right now, we're going through the transition. Like, for example, we're going through this transition right now. We got a new CEO in. She hasn't even started working. We do not know where the company's going to go. We do not know what's going to happen, though, as of now. And you guys are throwing stuff out there. You know, this could be the end of Xbox. This could be AI taking over. This could be this. This could be that. But wait a minute. Hold up a second. You guys are talking about Xbox going to the AI, but this one isn't doing it too. Because why don't y'all bring the other one up? I mean, they're freaking making they're making an AI called Ghost, or I don't know what's it called. That's gonna help you finish the game for you, and they're gonna use to invest, you know, AI into making games and stuff like that. I mean, these companies are talking about it, so everybody's trying to fearmonger the whole AI, just only to Microsoft. What everybody's doing it. It is. I mean, look. Prime example, Google, during the times where Microsoft stock dropped because of the AI situation that happened, that same day, Google goes ahead and releases you something that you can create games on it. I think it was downgraded to 720, but you can create games on it. What does that tell you? That tells you that in the near future, I mean, not near future, in a far, far future, this thing's going to be perfected. Because if it's on 720 right now, 2K, 4K games, it's going to take them a while to build this monster, right? So we don't have to worry for all that. I want
to ask you a question. You said far, far future, right? How far you think? How far you think? Because I got something for you.
If we got 720 in there, right, I'll probably say between 5 to 10 years, probably between those lines.
Oh, you're talking about with the AI, right?
Yeah, with the AI, yeah, 5 to 10 years, pretty much. 5 to 10 years to have this.
I'm gonna give you this quote coming from the Microsoft AI chief.
All right, what do you say?
I'm giving it 18 months to 24 months, or for a year, 18 months to a year, that for all white collar work to be automated by AI. So when you hear this, thing, see, legal's going. I'm told you. I'm not gonna. I don't get my news from this low budget gaming media news outlets. I don't do that. They're nothing but a bunch of excommunicated ex-IGN employees. Everybody knows this stuff, man. They just went somewhere else and scattered and made another space to occupy their lame ass opinions. We get it, but Microsoft isn't playing around. When you hear this thing called urgency, it's real. That's not Microsoft. So I want to let everybody know on the Xbox side of things. This thing that's coming out 2027 is going to be powered, but it's the AI in it will be for the features, for access for developers when they make these games.
Damn.
This stuff is going to be revolutionary, and now to what Lou is saying, of course this thing will drag on for 5 more years, but this push for this new tech, this AI, this artificial intelligence technology to be implemented in is no joke. Microsoft is not sitting on it. And I want to be clear, this moment right here is Microsoft's moment. Remember, you're going to live through 2 moments. If we see this is going to be 2 big moments that Microsoft had within a 50-year span, which is incredible for a company. And when you look at it, when you look at Microsoft's up and down throughout the years of its stock, it's incredible to see this tidal wave that's about to happen again. So first one was, but this is a quiz to Lou.
What's up?
Lou, what was the first biggest thing Microsoft did in its lifetime? The very first one.
Wait, the very first one? That Xbox?
The very first big thing Microsoft did in its lifetime within 50 years. What was one of them? What was we're gonna do two. We know what's
you're talking about Microsoft back in the day?
Yeah. What's the other biggest thing that they did as a company?
Bill Gates bought a $50 million job. Nah, I'm just kidding. No. You're talking about Windows, though. Windows.
There it is. Windows. That's correct.
Yeah, Windows.
Windows. And now we're fixing to do AI. This is incredible, people. You got to know how hard this is. And it's hard to do that. In 50 years, you come up with two of the biggest things that are going to be pushing again. So when you hear Satya, I got something for you. Give me a second. When you hear Satya say things like, I'm excited for how we will capture the opportunity ahead. It's about capturing. Thanks, man. Thanks, Lou, for speaking to the mighty chat. Shout out to the mighty chat out here, y'all.
I got it.
Lou wanted to come out here this morning. Lou been hitting me up all morning long this morning. He had some good things. He ain't even got to the part where I really want him to cook, but he's gonna get to that. That's some funny stuff, man. But yeah, so you gotta understand that Microsoft feels like they're about to capture another moment, which they are, because I just read out, right, that they're the top company for this AI. And that's why you got to look at Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer's departure, because they're part of an era that's not going forward anymore. See, Microsoft could play along with this expanding the Xbox, with all this market confusion. This is an Xbox. You could put that on anything, but I put that on Phil and Sarah. They were pushed hard to expand because they lost the identity of Xbox. I mean, the identity of Xbox was lost. That's no lie. Everybody knows that.
I mean,
it's confusing.
We talked. I think we talked about this yesterday, but talked about this morning. Like, look, if we saw the commercial and it says this is an Xbox, right? Like it starts, this is an Xbox, but this is where it all began. Like I said, this is an Xbox, and have the Xbox there and said this is where it all began, and then show from this box how everything has gone to this. That would have been a better ad campaign. That would have been an better ad campaign. You exactly. Right, 100%. I mean, you just had to start with that. Get that beast out there. That square, sexy, hot beast. But I don't kiss my console. Like someone does out there. But get that sexy, hot beast out there and show it. Like this is where it all began, and this is not where we're headed. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. That's it. That's all you should have showed.
And just to Sharma's what you call it, to her defense. Just to her defense. Look, she has no background in games. So what? That was my thing. So what? But she's not alone in that regard. Sega, Xbox, and EA veteran Peter Moore came into games from Reebok, from a shoe company.
Wait. Hold on a second. So that was the man who did the Reebok pumps?
That was the man who worked within that company that did the Reebok pumps.
Man, I'm about to kick that guy's butt. What my Reebok pumps? I used to love them tennis shoes, man. Oh,
Peter Moore. Everybody talks about Peter Moore, right? And how great he was. He didn't have a gaming background. EA boss Andrew Wilson came out of the web design and venture capital world and .com boom. He didn't have it. Look, Reggie Films AIM was a marketing executive for Procter & Gamble and Pizza Hut before he started in games. See, this is why I laugh, because when I see this stuff, you gotta understand it's hatred out of fear. Like my man Nas says, people fear what they don't understand. They hate what they can't conquer. I guess that's just the theory of man became a monster. You gonna hate because you fear it. You show us what you're scared of. That's what you show. You don't see Xbox fans over here worrying about what Sony's gonna do because we don't fear it. G-Man said Sonic was wearing Reebok. Facts. So Sonic was wearing Reeboks and Bart Simpson was wearing Converse. These are all facts. So when you think about the kind of talks, the kind of attacks that happened to this woman before she even took a seat, it's because she said some things that shook up the industry.
That shouldn't have been said.
And it doesn't matter. Like you see, to me, it doesn't matter, right, Rain? Oh, PR told her to tell her that. Well, then that tells me that if PR told her to say that, you're in deep shit trouble. You better hope PR didn't tell her that. Because if PR told her that, then that's what it's going to be, you dummies. PR ain't going to just come out here and say stuff. That's not their job. PR don't say stuff for it to end up being falsely reported. They don't say stuff just to blabber jabber. If it's meant to be said, it's meant to be heard. That's the PR's job. It's called personal relationships. That's what PR means. You make personal relationships. So when you see the 3 things that she wants to do, Lou, the one that struck everybody's chord was the return of Xbox.
Ooh, that one. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't know, because fear. Let me tell you something. I mean, it sounds like they're scared out there, though. I mean, I'm not gonna pinpoint that, and then they're gonna come over here and say, "Lou said we're scared, though." But it feels like there's a lot of fear out there because I'm still waiting for the
G-Man, that's
article.
all you hear, bro. I'm telling you.
Because I mean, listen, I'm still waiting for that article that talks about what these two did great and what, or well, not only these two, the whole Xbox team under Phil's, leadership, all the good things they have done, to help, and say the great things that have happened, the things we did not like, but because it's okay to say the things we don't like, it's no problem. I mean, there's some things out there that we just don't like. No problemo. I understand that. We get it because, we have even here the other day we talked about, it feels like, Xbox lost its identity. Does it feel like a 25th anniversary? Stuff that's small talk because listen, I always say this, if we gotta say something about that we're not happy about, we're gonna talk about it because that's how they get better. Because if we don't, it's a problem. And then go ahead and say, what do we think the future will be? Could we see this or that? Ask those questions. But at the end of the day, though, at least an article talking about how the journey has been, how good it was. Because wait, right now we're shocked because Phil Spencer said, I'm gone. Right now, everybody's out there saying, well, I heard from Bobby over there, that he has a bucket, or I don't know. I don't know who the heck it is. But they heard something out there, and Phil leaving is because, basically I think he was fired. But I got a question for you. If you're fired from a company, will you stay till the summer giving them advice?
It's correct. You're done. You're fired. Yeah.
You're done. You're not going to get asking for advice. You're done. You're fired. I mean, why in the blue hell am I going to have someone that I just fired and say, no, you're fired. But listen, you got to take care of that. No, fired means you're done. You're out. We do not want you there. Period. We do not. But this man's going to carry this. He's going to keep on working till the summer as an advisor in the back end. So
can I read something? Can I read something, Lou? Can I read something, Lou?
Read for it.
No, because you're right. But I want to touch on this. Like I said, you got to read this stuff. You got to go and look at things. You got to look up stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just look. It's too easy to be one of these lame gamers that just follow the flow because you like to run up on social media and let the weeds of donkeys choke you out and get you on for the rest of the day. And the only thing that you have comfort for is to run to your favorite YouTuber and listen to them comfort you. This ain't DIRREC. DIRREC Gaming is not a daycare camp. We're here to do one thing. We're here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us gaming. That's what we're here to do, Lou. I'm not here to hold your hand.
We're not here to be sad, though. We're here to be happy.
I'm not here to be sad.
Man, if in 24 hours we got all this shit, I can imagine for a week, though.
But I want to read this. I want to read this because this right here needs to be said. And you know, you're not gonna, like I said, you're not gonna get this from the masses. The masses isn't in for the truth. All right, you just got to understand that the masses in for whatever's quick gain. So, as of his retirement, and when I read this, Lou, when I finish, it's like a question I'm going to ask you, right? Would this make any sense to you? So, as of his retirement on February the 23rd, 2026, Phil Spencer, the former CEO of Microsoft Gaming, did not have a direct specialized background in AI development. His career spanning nearly 40 years since 1988 was focused on gaming, leadership, and as of 2022, overseeing the Xbox division. So, role focus. Spencer was a leader in the gaming industry, not a developer or researcher specializing in artificial intelligence. This is an AI shift. See, you got to understand something. Microsoft is putting a halt to everything. They're they're going to get ready to seize this moment, and they're doing an AI shift. His successor, Asha Sharma, was appointed specifically from her role as president of Microsoft's core AI, signaling a strategic shift to integrate advanced AI into Xbox. That's what everybody's upset about, Ray, because this right here, you remember how we always used to scream checkmate? This ain't checkmate. This is endgame. This is it. This is when Thanos and a billion entities disappeared off the planet. That's what this is. See, when AI comes from Microsoft, Nintendo and PlayStation cannot compete there. They ain't even on the same level of play. Now Sony's gonna have a little bit of instruments of what AI do, but when you talk about AI specifics, nah, it's just like, you know, it's just like anything else. You talking about Dolby Vision, Atmos Vision on Xbox. You don't even have that on PlayStation 5. You're talking about whole other levels of stuff, of technology. So for Phil Spencer's retirement and the leadership of the division being taken over by AI expert, that's exactly what happened. So my question to you, Lou, my question to you, Mighty Pat Chat, Pat Chat. That's the Mighty Pat Chat, the Mighty Chat Pack. Why the hell would you pick somebody that absolutely has no background for the technology that you're about to push? Notice what I said. For the technology that you're about to push. You don't just pick anybody for that. See, the gaming sector, look what Microsoft did. They didn't leave her alone. She has a specific job to do, and that's to grow Xbox from the inside out. Look what they said. From the core, from the root out. See, before, we were growing Microsoft from the branches out. We didn't even start from the inside. It was already outside, branches, keep extending. That was Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond's vision. But while the branches were growing, they wasn't getting the nutrients wasn't being fed because the core value Xbox fans felt left behind. We felt like we wasn't getting compensated. Game Pass was not strong enough to compensate us. We just felt that way. So when you talk about a very natural, organic growth for something, you always got to start from the root. You always start at the core, right? So you start from the core. Hey, you got to bless AI, because I really believe, this is just my opinion, but I really believe that if it wasn't for AI, we wouldn't even be having this talk about Xbox. Xbox wouldn't even be getting this much love. So the fact that AI is a capture moment for Microsoft, Xbox is about to benefit from it in a major way, Lou. You get where I'm going with that? Because they always, they don't focus. The strong focus of Xbox hasn't been there since Peter Moore, right? So the fact that AI is something they got to clamp on. The fact that gaming is the biggest industry in the world. Let's don't forget about that, people. Y'all keep talking about, and I see that's why Shameless kind of bothers you, because why would anybody in their right mind want to get at gaming when gaming is the biggest platform in the world right now? So I understood you, Lou. You asked me about it, it didn't rub you right because it's weird. Look,
No. What doesn't rub me is that okay? Because look, like I said, if he would have talked about the city later after she was there, I would have given it a good debate. She hasn't even started. 24. Look, she was announced CEO on Friday. She started today at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. today, Seattle time. Pretty much, she started the office today. You know, she was probably sitting there drinking her coffee at 7:50, but at 8 a.m. she was on the go. Has it even been 24 hours now? Everybody's trying to spew like all this bad news around the box. I'm like, bro, come on. I mean, seriously, what you guys should have done out there, and I'm being serious about media. I'm being serious about media, though. This is serious.
I know how you feel,
I
man.
mean,
I laughed
shit.
at it, man.
Why don't you guys sit down and say, okay, she's listening right now. She's watching us. You know, she's out there on Twitter, twittering with everybody. You know, we got the beep beep bop beep beep thing, which is pretty funny. I mean, we were laughing so much. Why don't you sit down, write an article, and talk about, you know, since these two big heads, you know, left Microsoft, Phil Spencer retired, Sarah retired. Why don't you guys bring up an article saying, okay, let's talk about what Phil and Sarah did good. Okay, I know that was a gossip, and I know that, you know, we got to get the gossip out there, you know, because of course everybody loves a good telenovela. I mean, it's like Fabio went in there and said, "You betrayed me." No, we needed that telenovela to be there, you know. We need that telenovela to be there. But instead of doing all this telenovela, why don't you guys sit down and write an article and say, okay, let's talk about they brought it together. Let's talk about what happened that it's missed from Xbox and what does it need, and let's see what can the future bring up. You know, that would have been a better article than going through gossip of internal stuff. You know, people not getting along, pushing over. I mean, right now, you know what we need, and I'm being honest with it. I mean, today has been a day that I've been just sitting here reading, and since Friday, I've been just reading. I mean, look, even for my show, I still have not piled up all the information that's been out there. I still have not piled it up because there's so much stuff happening. And out of all things, the information that's out there, not once I've heard something that's positive. All it's been,
you're not, Lou. You keep.
It's not gonna happen. It's not. I don't know. It's not
dreaming about it.
No. I'm not dreaming about it.
You gotta laugh about this stuff.
I know. I'm laughing, fam.
And keep doing a great job. What you do, like
I keep laughing, fam. I keep laughing. But it gets so.
There's something that you did today. There's something that you did today. That was a TKO moment that everybody needed to know, right?
Yeah, I did.
And you told me it started from a guy on Twitter X when he talked about the Take-Two president, right? So elaborate on that one more time for those.
Exactly. Everybody was out there saying she's not a gamer. She doesn't play games. And I was laughing so hard because they were trying to find out. Well, she's 38 years old, but Chrono Trigger came out at 5 years old. She played it. GoldenEye came out when she was 5. I'm like, I was like, all I gotta do is turn on my Xbox and I can launch GoldenEye on my Xbox nowadays.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, that's fear. You know what's so funny though? I also brought up something, and I showed the guys on myself. But partly is it's not because they needed to update. They were like, she couldn't have played Chrono Trigger from back in the day. I'm like, I got Chrono Trigger myself when I can launch it right now on my iPhone, and I can play the game right now on my cell phone. I mean, if they got a Super NES Mini up there in Xbox, because they probably do. Literally, remember the Super NES Mini? I think even the Super NES Mini has Chrono Trigger. And there's the remake of Chrono Trigger that came out on PS1, which she was old enough to play. Remake of Chrono Trigger. I mean, dude, Chrono Trigger's everywhere. I was like, God. I'm gonna get to that point now. And the last one was that, you know, I'm just talking about the gossip that was out there, just laughing so hard. And I'm like, come on, man. And the last one out there that was so hard, she does not play games. I said, okay. Let's see though. Who has not played games out there? I mean, who does not play games and is the CEO? Oh, that's right. The leader of GTA. He said it loud and clear on CNBC on June or NBC, June or July. I don't remember what date it was, but I know it was in 2025. That's recently. He said this. I'm not a gamer. You're not a gamer? No, I don't play games at all. And yet he handles the biggest game there is out there, and that is GTA. You can't make this up, my friends. I mean, I'm being serious. You cannot make this up.
They walk around with automatic L's, man. This is.
I mean, seriously, that's an L right there. Like I said, they're out there focusing on the gossip, but not focusing on let's talk about the good stuff. I'm like, come on.
I mean, if you got a friend that's telling you to be this dumb, I don't know what to say to you, man. I don't know what to go slap the shit out your friend.
He
don't love you, man. He got you out here looking dumb as hell.
That's why when I saw the Sheamus thing, I was like, really? Now? And you told me that it rubbed me. I'm just like deep down inside, I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, if you, because I listen, chat. Some things I love about the internet is how you collect ammo. Is how you collect ammo. You can find the ammo to collect
ammo, baby.
And everybody has said something in the past that haunts you back. You know, of course, probably said something too or anything. But at the end of the day, Sheamus in 2022, Narco said he thought it was over for Xbox in 2022. Yeah. That's 3 years ago.
Right. Sheamus has his opinions, man. And the thing about Sheamus is he speaks from the heart. Sheamus' opinions don't come from a place where it's goofy. He speaks from a concern, a great opinion piece. He's not right all the time. We know we love him. Xbox wouldn't be here. We love his passion. We get his renegade spirit. We hold on to it. And when he speaks like that, it's from a place of concern. He just wants, in a way, he's like, if it does go this way, don't be surprised. But he's optimistic, and it's okay. But to me, Xbox ain't going away. The woman told you 25 years. That's just a target. So that's telling you that's a long time. They're not in the business of
getting. I'm 42 in 25 years. I'll be what, 77? I mean 67. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so you look at it. Hey, listen. I just want to say this to everybody. G-Man, I want to say this with all sincerity, right? Because people seem to just be having a hard time. Let's just cut to the chase, Lou, and let's just be blunt with these people, right? AI is not just the future tech, but it's the future tech of gaming, okay? Yeah. It's going to help with Unreal Engine 6, the next Unity, all of these engines, right? Plus what AI is going to do. Okay, because look, I didn't want to cut to I didn't want to break through what Lou's been talking about, because what Lou's been talking about is all facts. But I'm going to say some things right now that may not be popular, right, Lou? It just may not be popular.
Exactly. The AI is not popular.
The problem isn't AI, right? Because I've been telling y'all, and everybody that's been here, G-Man, you know it. G-Man, you're one of my longest witnesses. You know it. I've been telling everybody what? Be prepared. Be prepared for a big tech shift. I read the article during the big tech era. I don't know how many shows I've screamed at Jago6, but y'all know what I'm saying is not untrue. Lou, you heard me say this. Now it's here. Okay, people? And so for all of those that didn't get prepared, that's who you see freaking out. They didn't listen. But for those that listened and paid attention, like me and Lou, you don't see us freaking out because we knew this was going to happen. We just didn't know when. So AI is not the problem, right? Or any other technology. That's not the problem. The problem is, and I know this doesn't get said a lot, the problem is gamers are not buying video games.
Oh, we talked about this so many times.
Right.
I mean, I said it. Ooh, and it kind of it's Famo. How long have me and you had this discussion? I don't know if we have it live. One is that I talk about it a lot in my morning. Rachel, I talk about them in the morning shows. Yeah, but here's what's funny though. It took one studio shutdown for them to go out there on defense.
One studio shutdown brought them to their knees.
Brought them to their knees. And decided to finally talk about what is the problem. I mean, you want to know something, Famo? You want to know? I just looked at something and I'm pissed off for what I read today. Listen, this is true though. I just saw it. Tencent kills. This is true. Tencent just killed a fledgling AAA open world game studio before it could even release anything. I'm generally heartbroken. Timmy's Montreal AAA open world service focused game will never see the light of the day. Guess what game they brought? Guess what Timmy Studio Group brought? Timmy. Guess what Timmy Studio brought? Ammo. Guess what they brought back? A game I was waiting for and I've been playing. I said, man, I can't wait for them to patch it up a bit.
Now it's not going to come out.
No, but it came out to Xbox. I think it was not full out there. Like it hasn't been full blown out there because it had some problems and needs some better publishing. Guess what game it was? A game I played a lot back in the 1990s and really enjoyed it. I was so happy to see
Killer
it.
Clowns? Look.
No, Killer Clowns. That's from my cool and awesome team that I love, even though I don't work for them, but I love them to death. Miles Dumpier works over there. Lots of love too, because I love Miles to death. And that is Ilphonic. That's another team. No, that's another team. Ilphonic is fine. Thank you. Please be fine, because I love Ilphonic because they bring the horror back. I'm talking about Delta Force, Black Hawk Down. Those guys were the ones who posted up the first game. A game that I love from back in the day. Seeing that shut down.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah.
I didn't see that, but I just didn't sit down and read it, until I finally sat down and read it. I'm like, oh, fudge. Then you got Amazon closing down the studio. Then you got Ubisoft, letting go some people from another studio. I know that got shut down. But damn it, how come we don't take this into talks? We don't bring this up. I mean, Amazon today shut down. I mean, seriously, there's studio shutdowns. Nobody brings it up. There's a problem with single player games. And I kept on talking about it. The word exclusive. I know people want exclusives to come back. I get it. I listen. There's something I would love the most to say. I got this right here. But the problem is, it's not. I'm afraid to say I got this right here, because if I say I got this right here, and then a couple months later it's shut down, then why the hell did I have it for? And that's the thing I don't want with these studios, is to disappear, because at the end of the day, they're creating the things that we love as a hobby, and that is to play video games. And so back to back, we're seeing this happen. This has been a 2-week trend of bad news, literally, ever since we saw the RAM thing about Nintendo. And then we got Sony Lin Tao saying, well, hey, users, you're going to pay for this shit. It's your fault. You paid for it, Sony, not me. And then we have the retirements of CEOs, and now we're getting more and more studio shutdowns.
It's a whole new era.
Another one that we got was that the guys who make, no joke, chat, the guys who make this game, what's it called? The one that looks like Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row. They said they're not going to work anymore on Saints Row franchise. That's gone. That's it. No more Saints Row. No more Saints Row, my friends. No more Saints Row. Game that we really love. Ain't that something? They just announced that today. So like I'm telling you, it just keeps on adding and adding and adding.
Yeah.
Oh, and so like I said, now after me and the morning shows have been talking about that, in order to get these games, why has Xbox put their games everywhere? Why has they gone another route? Why has this happened? Because they started in 2014. That's the thing they don't understand. They started pretty much in 2014, 2015 when they started to drop games onto PC. The thing is, they're trying to attract the user that is now to another platform that do play these games, because us, the users, have expanded to other platforms. And they're trying to get you, the fan who plays this type of games, to come and buy it. Why do you think Square Enix said, F you, Sony, no more exclusives? Why do you think they said that? Because they said, shit, we didn't pull that much in Final Fantasy. Where are the fans of Final Fantasy? Last generation, we had 7 million, but where did they go? Where the fuck did they go? I don't have them here anymore. What's happening? Well, let's go look for them. PC, Xbox, Nintendo. They're trying to look for that fan, because they know that sticking to one platform, they're not going to find it anymore. That's been done. I mean, life lesson. It teaches you that. You just got to read the room. And I keep telling you about read the room, though. If you read the room, you understand why the industry has shifted. And now, like I said, only one studio got you all talking. That was PlayStation. PlayStation got you talking because of the way Herman Holmes spoke. You pretty much preparing the landscape of what's going to come. Because, of course, PlayStation is about to send a boo-boo out there. And you have prepared the landscape when that boo-boo comes. That's the problem. And then you got Boy going out there and saying, hey, we're getting a lot of war in the summer. I was like, really? You're going to announce the God of War in the summer? Wow, nice. That's cool. But why? And everybody was like, he's going to get in trouble for saying that. I was like, nah, he's just covering for the punch that Lin Tao said. But the punch that came in that really hurt you guys, that really went, seriously, one of the worst punches out that y'all can ever get was the closure of Blue Studios. And now you guys start writing articles about this when we've been talking about it. I mean, my throat hurts. Everything hurts from talking about it. That people could not believe, probably said, well, Crazy Lou ain't right, he probably is not right. But, we see the numbers, it could be true. And now you have them talking. Wow, one studio closure from PlayStation got y'all talking. What was this in Japan studios, though? When was this in, when Microsoft closed down, what's it called? Hi-Fi Rush. Why didn't y'all bring that up? But no, you brought it up right now because it was PlayStation. Good job, man. Seriously. That's the thing, though. That's the thing that, like I always say, you know, I always try chat. I always tell you guys the positive things, how I see things. It's probably some people don't might agree with me for what I say, though. But listen, I read the room. I go out there and I read this. I see the Matt Piscatella weekly charts. I see all that stuff. And what am I seeing all the time? This is what they're playing. That's it. You can throw out there. You can throw out there. I'm not kidding you. You can right now grab Master Chief. You can grab Doom. You can grab Master Chief, Doom Guy, Kratos. You can grab tell me more characters. The guy from Uncharted, Bloodborne, the guy from Bloodborne. You can grab all those guys, all those big characters, Even Mario, you can pack it in that game. Mario, Sonic, all of them. Pack them all up in the one game and be the ultimate game out there with a single player story. And let me tell you something, chat. It comes out, probably being banger, 2, 3, 4 months tops, sold a lot and everything. But you know what's going to happen? The other ones are going to be the top 10 still. They will come back and stay there, which are the free-to-play games. And that's the problem. They're not attracting that much users in there. The only way they can get this going is if they have the Fortnite character in there or the Minecraft character in there, or, you know, stuff like that can get the users nowadays to say, oh, I'm going to go over there and play it. But that's the truth, chat. I mean, as of right now, there is a situation in the industry right now. And now they're acknowledging it because of Bluepoint. Incredible. It took them 5 years to acknowledge that. Woo-wee. But when Xbox went third party, we don't understand why they did it. We don't get it. You know, exclusives, you know, we need exclusives to sell consoles. We need them to do this. We need to do that. You know, everybody was like all over the place. Like, we don't get why they didn't. Oh. But this one Xbox guy has tried to explain it. This other Xbox guy next to me, Legal, tried to explain it, why they did it. Because, you know, it's not the same. It's not sustainable anymore. We had said it. They called us liars, you know, call us a bunch of stuff. But at the end, we didn't care because, listen, we read the room. We see what's happening. And all of a sudden, Bluepoint goes and now everybody's out there talking about it. Oh, wow. I mean, even Destin did a video. All of those guys have done videos these days. I'm like, really now? But when Xbox did it, y'all were like, I don't know what's going on.
As soon as Xbox does it, it's massive confusion. Everybody else can do it, and it's acceptance. That's why I laugh at all of this, man. Exactly. And the main thing is, yeah, Sony's going to do it, but they're going to do it the weakest. So why would anybody focus on that anyway? Why would you be super lame and just focus on that anyway? Yeah, they're going to mess with all that, but it's going to be lame. Yep. You don't even have a next console talking point right now. Back. Yeah, PlayStation fans don't have a next generation talking point. They don't have nothing. They're disappointed because the Pro, they don't have no brag in the bag with that dog shit console. So I mean, the only spots right now, but like I told him, let me mute Lou real quick. Like I told them, there's really nothing they can do about it. This era belongs to Microsoft. You heard it. You heard it live and direct earlier. And it's just what it's going to be moving forward. So if Microsoft goes all in with AI, which they're going to do, they're going to be conceited. They're going to have their chest out. They're gambling on absolute takeover with this technology. So if they do that and be more aggressive, there is a big chance that everything that you've seen going along with Xbox right now disappeared. They won't have to worry about putting games on rival platforms, which to me didn't make no sense in the first place. Only games that made sense were games like Call of Duty, Minecraft. Nobody cares if those games go all around the world. Nobody cares because that's where PlayStation fans are literally playing anyway. So I mean, you might on those type of games, on live service games, they're better when everybody gets to play them. They're better. The cross-play, I love that. Unlocking cross-play, you let people play all across the board from the 2Ks. You know, all of that type of stuff. MLB, all that stuff needs to be like that. Them sports games, all that type of stuff makes sense. But when you're brand building up your image, building up your fan base, you got to have something that they feel is worth talking about. And I think that that's where Microsoft with Xbox lost a little bit of their flair. They lost a little bit their flair doing it that way. They overdid it. They went too far. And when they saw the error, and they wanted to come back because look, they didn't buy Gears of War Reloaded. They didn't do that. They done stopped playing Sea of Thieves. They're playing the hell out of Forza Horizon 5. But sooner or later, that's going to drop eventually. Only 5 million of them did that. We're making it seem like, oh, it was a big ass number. It was only 5 million. You're talking about 92 million consoles shipped. But I mean, but that's still good. I'm not saying that's whack. That's good for matter of fact, that's not good. That's super great for
you want to know something? You guys want to know how bad it is out there? You guys want to know how awful it is right there for a pretty good developer right now when it comes to their games? You guys want to read something? You guys want me to say this out loud? I mean, I'm gonna look at this in order to confirm it's true, because if this is true, and this comes from Tom Henderson, guys. I have it right here open on my Twitter phone right now. This is what he says. Insider Gaming, read this, will be hosting its own showcase at the end of May, but with a twist. The Insider Gaming Showcase will be focusing on games that have yet to receive major funding or publisher backing. You guys listen to this? If this is true, my chat. But why? We realize that secure funding for games is one of the hardest challenges developers face. It's happening these days. And with our expertise and coverage and your fantastic games, we know we can get you the exposure you need. The showcase will be completely free for developers, and we're actively seeking sponsors for the show, in addition to speaking to VCs, investors, PR, and publishers to ensure they tune in on the big day. If you're interested in submitting your game, please fill out the submission form. If you want to chat the showcase about, please email Mike and I, and we will get a call scheduled. Feel free to also ask questions in the comments so they can be answered openly for all to see. Guys, listen to this. This is, I mean, if this is real, my friends, if this is real, because I'm going to look for it right now. If this is real. Because it seems it is, because, you know, Idle Sloth posted it. So we have a problem here when it comes down to the industry. And that's a big problem. And now they're talking about it. This thing should have been there for years ago. I mean, this good action.
Big shit is about to happen. Now you better talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's about to happen, though. So now you got to talk
about to happen. It.
And to be honest, so this thing I should have been talking about for years, because, like I said, me in the mornings, I've talked about it many of the times on the morning show about the problems with games these days, about people, you know, that the single player game comes out, nobody took notice of it, you know, this game, okay, 2-3 million people bought it, okay. Then what's next? I mean, look at Alan Wake. I mean, one of the most beautiful games this gen. I'm telling you, when you look at that game, you're like, wow, look at these damn graphics, look how great it looks and everything. They didn't, the first year, didn't even meet their didn't even get their, what's it called, their cash in first year. They waited for like 2 or 3 years, or I don't know how long the game has been up, but they waited literally almost 2 years to say, well, we finally made some profit on this. It took them a while to make profit. That tells you that gamers are not buying games these days. So, okay, so how are we going to get, because remember that time, chat, because we got to laugh about something. Remember that time where this bald man went out there and said, yeah, we're competing against TikTok? Y'all laughed at his face. I wasn't laughing because I understood what he said, though. I'm not kidding you. I understood it because, hey, I'm one of them. No joke. You know what I do with my family? You know what I do with my TikTok? You want to laugh, family? You know what I do? I watch Judge Judy, fam, on my TikTok. I go in and grab an episode of Judge Judy, just watch Judge Judy, and I'm sitting there for like an hour just watching Judge Judy, you know, just laughing, man, you know, just enjoying Judge Judy. That's what I do. I go watch Judge Judy, The People's Court. That's what I do on my own TikTok, my friends. That's what I do on TikTok. But, you know, when you sit there and you look at it, you're like, man, I spent an hour looking at TikTok. You know what I would have done for that hour? I would have been playing a game. That's why he said it. Same thing with Netflix. When Netflix came out with that article, and I wanted to shout out to Austin Emmons for that one. You know, when Austin Emmons came out and said, you know, about the article, he said about Netflix. Netflix's worst enemy. And Netflix has only one enemy out there. Its worst enemy is called, guess what, chat? Sleep. When you sleep, you're not watching Netflix. If you're not watching Netflix, right, you're not making any money. That's right. How it is. So our attention span has gone beyond gaming nowadays because we got TV shows to watch. We got kids to take care of. That's why the handhelds have become a thing, because at the end of the day, people are more on the go than they're at home because, you know, you got the kids' activity, kids' birthday, and all this stuff, you know, and and sometimes you gotta go, or you gotta go to the doctor, you gotta take the train to work and stuff like that. That's why you go into these on the go, or you're basically a person that travels a lot to the business. You're on the go, you take your handheld with you instead of taking these things. Because to be honest, though, even though the Series X, people say, well, it's only 12 pounds. Yeah, it's 12 pounds, but it's heavy. I mean, I don't care if it's 10, 12, it's still heavy. Carry that thing around an airport to travel to a destination, it bothers you. It's annoying. Trust me, I have done it all my life. I've taken my Nintendos, my Segas. Remember when the OG Xbox was out there, family? That was a big bitch. That was a big box. That took half the luggage. Not kidding you. And then you have to wrap it around with with clothes and stuff like that, so it doesn't get damaged when it comes out when I was traveling, because they throw the suitcases and everything. I mean, crap, chat. It's annoying.
There's a new report. There's a new report on the aggressiveness from Microsoft with AI, and it says this. The company's approach emphasizes becoming an AI-first frontier firm rather than a simple takeover. You hear that, Lou? Oh, no, Rangy wants to. Now, listen, did you?
Sorry, Chad. I don't know this. He says Louis might watch court shows. So the guy goes, stop saying I don't have none of that shit. I'm not kidding you. Probably come knocking at my door. I'm like, I don't know how this is. You're wasting your time, though.
No, but Lou, seriously, all seriousness aside.
Okay.
That's Rain's crazy. But listen, the company's approach emphasizes becoming an AI-first frontier firm rather than a simple takeover. See, so Microsoft isn't talking about just taking over this situation. They want to be Apple did with
your mic is cutting out, family. Your Apple is cutting out.
They want to be in a situation where like Apple did, right? With the not just with the touchscreen, but how they digitalize music, how they give you how they gave you a long list of music, how you can make your own playlist, how you can do all of this stuff. They were the frontiers of all of that. So when you think about the aggressiveness, when you think about that, Rain, they're not just trying to do a simple takeover. They're trying to be the reason why AI is here. That's a whole nother level. That's a whole other level of thinking when you talk about strategy.
Because here's the thing, though. Like I always say, people need to learn to read the room sometimes when it comes down to things. But this is something that's said out there. This is from, of course, Google Gemini. But it's something that's happening, though. As of early 2026, it is estimated that over 1.1 billion people worldwide are actively using AI tools. This figure represents roughly 1 in every 10 people on Earth. Listen to that: 1 in every 10 people on Earth. And Asha says has moved from testing phase to daily habit formation, with our user base to grow 1.2 billion by 2031. So yeah, now we understand why they're headed that way, my friends. And that's the thing, though. Even though we might not agree with it, even though we're not happy with it, even though we're not gonna acknowledge and all this stuff, because at the end of the day, though, this is where it's headed, my friends, and it's headed that way. 1 out of 10 people on Earth uses Gemini. Yep, pretty much. I mean, just AI, probably so. That's probably is.
Rachel says 1 out of 10 people on Earth uses Gemini. That's a lot of people. But that's a lot of
people, though. Damn, that's a lot of. I mean, 1.1 billion
7 billion people. 1 out of 10 did it.
That's a lot of people. I mean, listen. Let me tell you something, and that's something that people need to understand. If companies are looking to invest in something, I mean, it's gonna happen, because I mean, they're not. Because if it was one company, you'd be like, I don't believe it. But it's everyone. I mean, my dog is investing in freaking AI. It's insane, though. It's crazy. But the question is, how will this do good for gaming? How would it affect the games? How would it do this? How would it do that?
It's not so much. I got the answer to that. Okay.
I mean,
here's another thing, Lou. Here's another thing.
Okay, drop
it's
it in.
Not about. It's not so much how is it going to affect the game. It's going to improve gaming because it's going to, because what the AI, benefits. There's benefits of having AI, right? The benefits of AI is going to be increased for these developers. You're going to get games made quicker than
Yeah, probably so.
because let's just be honest. Games that are taking 7 years to make, that's detrimental to console span, right? You're looking at 8. If on a good day you're doing 10 years of it, but 6 to 7 years cut off, next generation comes in. So if it's taking you 7 years to make a game, that means you only get out one game a generation, which is trash. If you put AI into this, you could get 3 games total. That's a possibility of getting 3 games because you're talking about 2.5 to 3 years. 2.5 to 3 years, that's 6. And you can possibly get 1 more. That's 9. But at least 2 games. That's great for the industry. Can you imagine something like Psychonauts, right? Psychonauts 2 came out. And then we turned back around and we just found out that Double Fine is going to make Psychonauts 3 and it's coming out 2 more years. It's coming out when it was 2025 when we heard about their new game. But just to say 2025, we knew Psychonauts 3 was coming out in 2027. We would be ecstatic. We'd be like, oh man. And so you're able to get 2 games out in a generation. You're able to make these big open world games like The Witcher 3 2.5 years. You get Grand Theft Auto 6 done in 4 years. You see, you get these games that took 8 years. What did we talk about today? Me and Gaines was talking about Perfect Dark. 8 years, and you had to cancel the game. You put in 8 years trying to figure this out, and you had to cancel the game. Well, AI game could have been done 2.5 years, 3 years done, and then because what AI is going to help them do is do all of the storytelling. It's going to be able to. You're going to be able to get all that voice activation, them impressions, and all of that good stuff right out of that. So that's going to speed up the time. Now, the artwork and all of that, the developers still be able to do that. The artwork, the beauty of the games and the artwork will still be in the hand of the developer. But making that game speed up like that through the story is what I'm talking about, through the story. Because the story is long. People don't realize making a video game is not something that's easily done, people. They have big teams. You got teams where it may start off with Lou, right? Lou's got the concept, right? He's got the idea. He's got the concept, and that's his goal. He pitches the concept to me. I'm the artist, so I start drawing out his concept. Lou says, you know what? I like that one. Let's go with that one. That's going to be the character. Then we go to that. Then that gets passed down to the next guy. It goes to game trailers. He's got the character. He starts doing all these. He comes up with the special powers for it and all this stuff. Then that gets passed. Then he goes to another one, and that's how it works. Because the bigger your team, the bigger the quicker that game and the more successful that game can come out on time. You know, the smaller the team, you're gonna have more difficulty if you don't have the engines backing you up. You know, so this whole thing of people being scared of Xbox brings me joy. It makes me laugh because I'm not caring about what PlayStation does. I know PlayStation isn't even a factor. So you don't hear me. I don't care about what they're even doing over there because PlayStation fans don't even care. They flunked their own platform. They flunked it. So they're not getting no PlayStation 6. They were told what to do and they didn't do it. They were told, go buy games or suffer the consequence for it. They rather suffer the consequence.
Remember what Yoshida said?
He told them. He gave them the final warning. He said, it's true. Before I leave, I want to tell everybody before I leave, look, hey, I'm telling you right now, if you don't buy these new games,
I think it was right after he left.
Right at his return, he came out and had to say it. Yeah,
he came out and said it.
But there was a message. There was a message before him. He reassured him. He reassured. He came out and reassured. He said, "Yeah, the only way you're going to get around this on PlayStation is buy them games. If you don't, you're just going to have to deal with all this trash that's coming. All these remake trash, these studios closing. That's a result of donkeys. You didn't put that work in. That's a result of you. See, you wanted to talk about these console sales. Those console sales ain't keeping them studios going, are they? Those console sales ain't giving you those AAA games from the first-party studios, are they? They're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. So what? You're going to attack Xbox. You just wasting your breath. Because Xbox ain't fazed by you. It's going to keep going. It's going to outlast the PlayStation. You're not going to get rid of it because it's backed by Big Bank. Big Bank's going to...
You're cutting out again.
Big Bank is going to keep putting his technology into that thing because gaming is the biggest platform out here. It used to be music and movies. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. So it is what it is, Lou. I'm done. I'm done, Lou. I put, what did we say? I told you. I had an hour for you. I told you. I did it.
Yeah, we did it. We have an hour and a half. We talked a little bit. Oh, wow. I can't believe I don't understand something. Why are they? I got to make a joke about this because at the end of the day, it happened to us this morning. I mean, Raging, you remember this morning? I mean, look how many people jump into our show. We were literally having a serious conversation about Xbox. They had to come in and like Conquer 2185 cents.
Leave him in there. Yeah, I didn't even.
I was like, what? I was like, oh God, you had to really jump in here. We're having an honest conversation about things that are happening out here. I mean, again,
dude, that's his way of support, man. Leave him alone.
No, we gotta leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, we gotta leave him alone.
That's all. I ignored him. He's hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah, just some word of advice. Take a look at your backyard, my friend. Always take a look at your backyard before you look at anyone else's. You know, you guys are hurting real bad out here. They scared shitless. I feel like they're scared.
Yeah, man. Family. It just is what it is.
It's so funny.
Sony's doing the same thing. People, don't worry. They're just gonna do it weaker. That's it. They're not gonna do it better. They're just gonna do it weaker, and you're gonna have to settle for that. That's it. You can't say, oh well, we got games. You can't say that no more. It's only gonna get worse for you because if you've been reading, this is the actual year that Microsoft makes a big footprint in AI. This is their year, and so
I got a question for you, Go. I just thought about something because I saw the Xbox thing. I just thought of a mean, cruel thing to say right here. Now I'm gonna say I'm gonna be cruel, guys. I'm gonna be cruel. This is a cruel question. And be honest with me about this. Would you rather invest in a console where you don't have any expansion of your library anywhere? And let's say, because we can never say never, but let's say we get a PlayStation 3 era all over again. What's gonna happen to your digital library? And they finally shut it down. What's gonna happen to the digital library though? Or would you rather invest in a library where, let's say they decide, oh, there's no console anymore, for example, but yet you have your library on PC, it doesn't get lost. Where would you like to invest, my friends? That's a cruel question, right, Lou? I'm being cruel today. I needed to be cruel. But where would you like to invest at? Yeah, you like that, huh, family? You like that idea? I like that. You like that question,
because the PlayStation 3 situation is going to happen.
What happens if it does happen? What happens if that comes back again and they finally shut it down? Because let me tell you all something. I mean, family went up the list on Friday because I even went that list on my show too. The TCL,
you saw it, did you? Yes, sir.
The TCL 51%. Then we have, a lot of things happening over there. Lintel coming up with the smack and everything. I mean, I'd rather invest where I know that my library is safe and I know my library might go somewhere else. Because listen, even though the console dies, because when they mean the Xbox is dead, they talk about the console. Because listen, the library ain't dying though. The library ain't dying, my friends. Not for now, not for a while. Because that's the thing that's making the money, not the damn box. So they ain't gonna get rid of that library though. No way. Not for now, not for a long time. But the console though, to get rid of it, yeah. I got my library right here, no problem. I'm not afraid to, go bring my library to PC and be a PC if that does happen, which I know it's not going to happen for a while. So, I believe so. It's not going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But again, my library is safe there. But your library, though, hey, unless they come out that they're expanding a PC thing, ooh, toodles. Oh, God. I'm telling you. You think about it, but man, that's a good question I had to ask there. Rachie says, play anywhere is a golden parachute. 100% Rachie. See, there you go. There you go.
Man, it's I'm already liking it. Shout out to donkeys, man, who are keeping this very interesting and funny. Because without y'all, man, this stuff wouldn't even be funny, man. Y'all's too goofy to be taken seriously. I mean, so it is It is what it is, man. You just
listen, Chad. At the end of the day, like I always say, 2 things you got to do in your life when it comes down to gaming. Well, after you're done with the day, listening to us talk, having the fun you guys got to have, because this is fun talk, guys. This is fun talk. You know what y'all got to do? Turn on your console and play games and worry about what to play next. That's 1. And 2, protect your wallets. Nothing else. I keep telling y'all, protect your wallets. Protect your wallets, my friends.
Check Lou, get us out of here, man. Get us out of here, Lou.
All right. Man, Chad, thank you for hanging out with us today. It was a good show. You know, we had to get our thoughts out of here, you know, about what's going on out there, because seriously, it hasn't even been 24 hours. They're already talking a lot of stuff. I feel, again, because I even smell it, it feels like it's a scary situation going on out there, and they're not too happy about it. You know, they're starting to get scared, because once that lady came out and says the return of Xbox, they're like,
that's right. That's true. Fear in their heart.
They got scared, my friends. They decided to run and hide and talk all the stuff they do. Just talk stuff. Like I said, they had to pull out that drama today. I'm like, it's not necessary, because, I mean, if she left, something happened, but cool. I mean, what can we do? She left. She's not there anymore. So let's keep going. We got to move on now. Let's see what's going to happen, because, yeah. But no problem, guys. No problem. All we got to do is, like I say, have fun, play games, and have a blast. That's all we got to do. And Legal, thank you for having me on here, you know, for like at least an hour and a half show. Talk about this, because you all know tomorrow I might be tackling down a little bit. I might say something about it, but at the end of the day, though, I'm going to focus on what's good and what's happening. So a rumor that I heard that I want to bring up tomorrow. And also, you know, a couple more things that I saw. Good things, you know. And yeah, we got some bad news, though.
Lou, man. No problem, brother. Anytime you have those talks, man, your mind be going, man. It's nothing, man, to get your cell phone out, man, and let you vent out. And because you had some good stuff today, man, made me laugh today. So I was like, yeah, let's do this, man. let's do this, and let's have a good night, everybody. Like I said, man, appreciate Lou coming out and taking over Di-RRec Gaming. Shout outs to the mighty chat pack. You guys all stay safe, man. To all my friends and families out there on the East Coast, man, going through that blizzard. Y'all stay safe, man. Y'all thoughts are in prayers or with us, man. And we will hope y'all all safe, man. The ice will melt soon, the snow will melt soon, and the sun will come out, and everything will get back to normal. Y'all just hang in there, man. Stay warm, stay safe. Yo, this has been the new league on Di-RRec Gaming. Until next time, I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.